For the module one lecture prompts, one, what topics particularly interest you? Any from the survey? I think the ones that interest me were not necessarily related to the survey, but I think I put, hold on, let me find it. Where are you? I wrote them down on the topic page. I said astrology and why people are so convinced that things like vaccines are terrible and are bad for you, even though they've been disproven, and that people still believe that things like global warming and spherical Earth being a hoax. There wasn't really many things that piqued my interest on the survey, other than things I mentioned. For two, skepticism: should all questions be scientific questions? Is the scientific method infallible? I don't think all questions should be scientific, but I think it also depends on what context it is. Is it a scientific environment where you say, okay, we had this hypothesis, how do we go about this? Yes, it should be scientific. But if you're asking someone, hey, do you love me? Shouldn't be, yes, I'm releasing enough chemicals to produce a love response to you. That shouldn't necessarily be scientific. Is a scientific method infallible? I think the scientific method is not perfect. Like anything is not, nothing's perfect. That's why you should take everything with a grain of salt. I think the scientific method is prone to have some mistake or error at some point. For number three, is there a topic for which no evidence would convince you to change your beliefs? I can't really think of anything that would fit that category. I tend to take opinions from all sides and get a holistic understanding of something, and then develop my own. I'm not like, oh, I'm Christian, you're atheist. No matter how good an argument you make, it's gonna make me turn to atheist. It's just I appreciate both sides. I don't really have a topic that's gonna make me switch over to the other side. For media, should there be balanced coverage of ideas? I'd say yes. I think it depends on what your balanced definition is. If it's just enough where it's not excessive, then maybe. But if you say balance as enough where everyone's informed about everything, then I don't know, because there's some things that I personally might not want to know about. So I would say it kind of depends on what you mean by balanced, and I would say overall probably. And then, do you have an example of anyone being harmed by a pseudoscientific belief? I can't think of anything personally, but I recently read a book for another class called Educated by Tara Westover. It's a memoir. And basically, to sum it down, there's this girl that lived up in a household which this father believed in like radical biblical beliefs. And if you don't believe what I say, you're going straight to hell, you're going to burn alive. So we need to prepare for the end of times. And like the mother, my point is the mother believed in a pseudoscience where she used oils. I forget the other words for them, but like a bunch of oils and mixtures, and she mixed them at home. And she said that's way better than anything medical establishment, because they were also against medical establishment and hospitals. But the daughter eventually went against it because one of Tara's, the main character's brothers, got in an accident multiple times, 3 times, where he suffered concussion, and all 3 times. One of them is he got in a motorcycle accident, and he had his brain leaching from the side of his head. So she made the informed decision to take him to the hospital, even though her whole family was like, "Don't do that." So I would suspect, had Tara not taken him to the hospital and believed in her mother's pseudoscientific beliefs, I think that the brother probably would have died or had more significant brain damage, because the brother already had significant brain damage from the 2 other incidents. Yeah, about it. Come on.